Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome to this whiskey review where today we're going to start another mini-series here on the channel and we're going to be looking at Old Pulteney. Now, Old Pulteney have just recently refreshed their core range. They sadly removed the 17 and the 21-year-old. And if you haven't missed my reviews into those, I'll leave it linked here. So if you do find one in your local area, I highly suggest checking that review, maybe going out and picking those out. But today we're going to be reviewing the Old Pulteney Huddart to begin this mini-series. Then we have the 15 and the 18. So I've got my dram poured. Let me tell you a little about it. The Old Pulteney Huddart is basically the name on which the street where the distillery is located. So that's where the name came from. In terms of this whiskey as itself, though, it is a no-age statement whiskey. It's bottled at 46%. The actual cask maturation for this one, and this is actually a peated Old Pulteney, it's second fill ex-bourbon barrels, and then it's then finished off in ex-bourbon barrels that had previously held peated whiskey. So there's none of this peating business for Old Pulteney doing it themselves. They're using basically a barrel that previously held peated whiskey. Now, the actual distillery itself is the Pulteney Distillery. They're owned by the parent company Inverhouse Distillers, and they are located in the Highland region of Scotland, actually in Wick, Scotland, so right at the northern point of Scotland. Now, the price point on this whiskey, this is where this one comes in around about £44 for a full-size bottle. And in terms of exclusivity, it's not exclusive, as this is joining the core range. But without further ado, I believe let's just jump straight into the whiskey and talk about the Old Pulteney Huddart. So, into the nose. So, beginning things out now on the nose for the Old Pulteney Huddart. Straight away on the nose, I'm not really getting a lot of smoke to begin things out. Actually, I'm getting fruitier characters. To begin things out, we're getting this sliced, almost like a sliced green apples, candied pear peel. There is this toasted citrus as if you're making an old fashioned, and what you do is you peel the actual peel off and then you just sort of get a flame and you just char the actual peel to bring out this extract of those oils, these citrus oils, and it's more like orange oils in general. There is another bit of citrus character again, and for me that's like lime, but it's like almost like you're making like a pickle, but it's like a lime salted pickle. We get a little bit of that maritime character working its way through. And then from there, it's more or less a soft smoke, and this smoke to me is almost like as if you're in a dunnage and you've taken a piece of wood that's been maybe sitting there for maybe 5 years and you decided to throw it on a fire, and you're getting that damp woody smoke coming through. That's ever so gentle and very well integrated to this actual whiskey. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the palate. Slasher. From the first sip, arrival onto the palate, rather nice medium texture. It's not very full and viscous as maybe I'd like, but it's quite light and it's got a nice balance about it. You are greeted up with front with a nice spicy character, a little bit of sweet cloves, a bit of spiced oak, adding a slight dryness to the mid-back palate. And then you make yourself wade through for almost like this salted, almost like a salted buttery character. After that sort of makes way on the palate, on the side you're getting this nice citrusy note. It's almost like a little bit of like a lemon meringue. With a little bit of sweetness added to the side. And then you get a bit of sour apples, like sour apple loops, where kind of a little bit drying, and you need to sort of drink something with that. And then just on the end, there is like this sort of like almost like a dampish, but like an oldish, I'm trying to think, because there's something in the back of my head, that's it. Lemon, it's like a tea bag, not lemon, like a tea bag almost, where you've actually drained the tea bag, you've used it for your cup of tea, you've drained it, and you can almost smell, but at the same time taste that really dry teeing character on the back of the palate. Dry tea character on the back of the palate. Blimey. So that was it. So that's where I really got that little bit of dryness on the end. And I was trying to pinpoint it, but I eventually got it like that just at the end. So that's about it for the actual palate for this one. We'll get into the finish and we'll come to our conclusion on the Old Pulteney Huddart. So finally, to conclude on the Old Pulteney Huddart, my actual opinions on the finish for this whiskey, it's got, I'd say, a medium, maybe a medium short finish. In terms of the actual flavour profiles, though, it's almost like a bit of salted caramel, a little bit of maybe melted brown sugar as well to go with that, and that little bit of spiced apple now. It's not that sort of sour apples, it's now like a bit of like a spiced apple in itself. In terms of my rating for this one, the Huddart's going to get an 83 out of 100. My opinion on that one, and my sort of reasoning behind that, is it a complex whiskey? Not really. I was kind of expecting a lot more peat when they said a peated Old Pulteney. But then again, it kind of reminds me too that 1989 vintage, which was one of my favourites from Old Pulteney. But that was a much more delicate and very well aged whiskey with that peaty character just playing very well. This one seems to have some ups and downs, and some points you can't even get the peat on it, and some points you can. So on the nose, it feels really integrated, but on the palate, sort of up and down, you really have to struggle to pick out on that smoky character. But overall, it's a very simple whiskey. Do I think it's worth its value at £44? Personally, I think it's maybe £10 over what I would like to pay. I'd like to see it more in the price range of the 12-year-old, which I can pick up for $35. So in that sense, that's why I'm also bringing this rating down. But do I think it's needing water at time? Personally, not on either of the two. Fine Gun holds itself really well in that respect. So 83 over 100. Let me know if you try this down below in the comment section. If you're a fan of Old Pulteney as well, also let me know. And if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to drop it a thumbs out as it helps the channel. And also be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the upcoming videos. Well, this has been me, JasonWhiskyWise, and I'll catch you for the next video. Sláinte.